You are sitting on the toilet. The door is closed, or at least it was, because somehow between you walking in and sitting down, the door has drifted open by approximately 1 inch, and there is now a nose pressed into that gap, followed immediately by a chin, followed by the rest of the dog. They pad in, sit down, and stare at you with the calm, unblinking focus of a professional. Not distressed, not asking for anything, just present, witnessing. You close the door more deliberately next time. A paw slides under it anyway. Then the whining starts. Most people assume their dog is just overly attached, maybe a little neurotic, or simply incapable of being alone for 2 minutes. But behavioral scientists have a very different interpretation. What your dog is doing in that moment is ancient, layered, and built into their DNA at a level that a closed bathroom door has absolutely no chance of overriding. Privacy is a human concept, a specifically modern one actually. For most of human history, people slept in communal spaces, bathed together, and had exactly zero cultural infrastructure around the idea of being temporarily unreachable. Dogs have been living alongside humans for somewhere between 15 and 40,000 years, depending on which genetic study you're reading. During all of that time, the concept of one individual separating from the group to exist in an enclosed, inaccessible space would have registered as deeply strange. To your dog, you don't disappear into the bathroom for a few minutes. You disappear into an enclosed space where they can't see you, can't monitor you, and can't respond if something goes wrong. The fact that this happens multiple times every day does not make it more normal to them. It makes it more worth watching closely. The conflict here isn't really between you and your dog. It's between 10,000 years of human social evolution and 15,000 years of interspecies codependency. Your dog isn't ignoring your need for space. They just don't have a biological category for it. So, where does this behavior actually come from? There are 3 distinct mechanisms running simultaneously every time your dog nudges that door open, and understanding all 3 changes how you see the whole situation. The first is pack mentality, specifically the way isolation registers in the canine brain as a threat signal rather than a neutral state. In the wild, a wolf separated from its pack is not resting. It is exposed, more vulnerable to injury, more visible to threats with no one to coordinate a response with. The brain of every dog alive today still runs some version of that operating software. Researchers studying canine social cognition have found consistently that even brief separations produce measurable stress responses in dogs with high social attachment. A 2015 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs displayed significantly more stress-related behaviors when their owner moved to an adjacent room behind a closed door than when the owner was at the same distance. But fully visible. It wasn't about the physical gap between them. It was about the access. Your dog's nervous system cannot process intentionally temporarily unavailable as a meaningful category. The door says absent. And absent at the neurological level means alone. The second mechanism is the guardian instinct, and this is where it gets genuinely interesting. In 2013, ethologists studying canine protective behavior documented something that will sound immediately familiar. When human subjects moved into positions of physical vulnerability, seated, crouching, or stationary in an enclosed space, the dogs in the study consistently repositioned themselves between the human and the nearest exit. Your bathroom is, from a canine threat assessment perspective, one of the most concerning rooms in your home. You are enclosed. You are stationary. The door is thin, and there is typically only one way out. If your dog has ever settled facing the door while you're in there, that is the guardian instinct doing exactly what it was designed to do. They have placed themselves between you and whatever might come through. The fact that nothing ever comes through is information their brain processes as confirmation that the system is working. They are keeping you safe, and for what it's worth, they have a genuinely excellent track record. You're welcome. If this kind of science resonates with you, consider subscribing to Thought Leash. New videos every week, all of it focused on what's actually happening inside your dog's brain. The third mechanism is the one nobody sees coming, and it is entirely your fault. The bathroom has been trained into a social destination, not deliberately, but consistently. Every time your dog followed you in and you scratched their ears, said something affectionate, or gave them any focused attention at all, even just sustained eye contact, you rewarded the behavior. Dogs learn through consequence at a speed that can feel genuinely unreasonable. A behavior that reliably produces a reward gets repeated. If every single time your dog follows you into the bathroom, the outcome is focused, undistracted attention from the person they're most bonded to, that bathroom becomes a guaranteed social hub. You have, through 1,000 small moments of unconscious affection, created a location association so strong that the room itself has become a reliable source of connection. That's not manipulation on their part. It's 15,000 years of dogs becoming extraordinarily good at identifying which behaviors produce closeness with the people who matter most. You trained them to follow you in there. You just don't remember doing it. Now, here's the part that actually matters most, because there is a real difference between a dog who follows you everywhere as a matter of instinct and a dog who does it because they are genuinely struggling. From the outside, the two can look almost identical. The instinct-driven follower finds you and settles. They lie down near the door, orient themselves toward the room, and mostly leave you alone. They are keeping tabs. That's it. The anxiety-driven follower doesn't settle when they find you. They stay close but tense, tracking every small movement you make. If you shift position, they shift. If you glance toward the door, they're already at your feet. These dogs often begin showing physiological stress responses before you've even stood up, because they've learned to read the micro signals that predict departure, the specific glance at a phone, the pause before reaching for keys, the change in footstep rhythm that comes with a purpose. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest have documented this pre-departure anxiety in detail, finding that some dogs are already in a measurable state of physiological distress before their owner has technically done anything different from any other moment in the day. A 2019 study in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that for dogs with clinically significant separation anxiety, the anticipatory window before departure sometime has triggered greater physiological activation than the absence itself. The body braces for what it already knows is coming. The hypervigilance, the inability to settle even after finding you, the escalating behavior when a door gets closed, those are signs of something that goes well beyond ancient instinct. One of those dogs is a guardian doing their job. The other is quietly drowning in a stress response that has become their default setting. They look the same from across the room. They need completely different things. So, the next time your dog pushes the bathroom door open and settles in for the full experience, here is what you're actually looking at. Not a failure of training, not a quirk to be embarrassed about. You are looking at 15,000 years of coevolution sitting on your bathroom floor. An animal whose nervous system was calibrated against yours over hundreds of generations to register your presence as safety and your absence as risk. What you call a lack of boundaries, they call the job. They have taken a position between you and the door. They have eyes on the situation. They are operating with a level of commitment that most people would genuinely struggle to match. Low paid, slightly inconvenient, working in extremely close quarters, never calling in sick. That spot by the door, that's their post. That's where they've decided they belong. Your dog isn't following you into the bathroom because something is wrong with them. They're following you because protecting you is the most important thing in their world, and they happen to be very, very good at it. Drop a comment below and tell us the strangest place your dog has ever followed you. Because if the bathroom is just the beginning of the story, we want to hear all of it.